I tried to impress a girl. I shaved my area. But I forgot to shave my belly. So now I just look like a dog that's had surgery. But it's not a good look. My waist looks like the property line between a rich family and a poor family's house. And my ass is just the woods across the street. Don't go in the woods. Nobody go in the woods. Maybe pop a finger in the woods. My car broke down. The mechanic called me, and I live in Brooklyn now. My car broke down. The mechanic called me, and he said, "Your radiator's shot. What do you want to do?" I was like, I probably want to get a second opinion from someone who knows how to pronounce radiator. That's what I was thinking I might do. I don't know. Did you check the spork plugs? What about the transmission? He said, he's a professional. If I went to the doctor and he was like, "Oh, we got to get you checked out for colon cancer," I would find a different doctor. So, something doesn't smell right. I grew up with an older brother. I learned how to fight by fighting with my older brother. The problem with that is that you learn fighting skills that aren't necessarily applicable in the real world. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be in a bar fight and just jump kick a guy in the back and then lock myself in the bathroom till my mom comes home from work. Like, what just happened? I don't know. That grown man threw a remote control at my nuts. And then he climbed a tree and refused to come down. He's the greatest fighter I've ever seen. He threatened to lick my face. Did anyone have to fight their older brother? Who had to fight an older brother? You did? You had two? What was three? What was your strategy?
I just learned how to take a punch.
You learned how to take a punch. You sorry sack of shit. You just... You know this is going on an album. This is going on a famous comedy album. This is going on. And you just learned how to take a punch. Stand up for yourself, sir. No, that's fine. We'll edit that part out. It will make you look good. Well, I'm going to have it edited, so when you say I learned how to take a punch, it's going to go, I learned how to fuck some shit up. I asked that in St. Louis. I told that joke one time, and I asked that, and this guy with a big smile on his face, he told me, "Oh, I would put antifreeze in his juice." That's not a fighting technique, man. That's attempted murder. My dad's crazy. He got sick of us fighting so much, and one day my dad said, "Oh, you two like to fight so much. How about you fight for real?" And fighting for real, according to my dad, was making us put on winter gloves and box in the backyard while he sat in a lawn chair and watched. just clearly for his own amusement. My father is the Michael Vick of children. Who wouldn't pay to see two shirtless little boys with tears streaming down their faces as they beat the shit out of each other with Transformers mittens? My dad would just yell. He would just yell questions at me that had no answers. And I was bad. I got in trouble for smoking weed in 8th grade. And I came home from school and my dad got in my face and he goes, I made it through the Vietnam War without smoking pot and you couldn't make it through middle school? What are you supposed to say to that? Yeah, sorry you were the only nerd in Vietnam. I must have missed that character in Apocalypse Now. Why don't you live a little bit, Paul? I would have done heroin in Vietnam. You know how I know that? Because I've done heroin in Cleveland. I've been sober a long time now, though. I don't do drugs or drink anymore. And one thing I've missed out on a lot of developments in marijuana technology. That's what I've missed out on. Like all my friends in New York, they don't smoke weed anymore. They all have weed vape pens. Everyone's got a vape pen for weed, or they eat edibles. And now that marijuana is becoming legal or semi-legal everywhere, the edibles are crazy. They come with factory packaging and they've got brand names and ingredients on the back, and they're little gummy bears and lollipops and cakes. And back when I was smoking weed, if you wanted an edible, you had one choice, right? You remember you had to find a hippie chick named like Tree Whistle. And she would sell you a brownie, and it would taste like dirt, and either one of two things would happen, right? Either A, absolutely nothing, or B, you would be uncomfortably high for 3 days. Those were the only, it was just either a complete dud or you were in the boat tunnel from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I had a weed brownie one time. I woke up 3 days later, I had a yellow belt in Taekwondo. Now they tell you everything that's in it, like, oh, this has got 2.4 milligrams of THC. They never told you what was in a weed brown. Like, sometimes after you ate it, they'd be like, oh, there was angel dust in that one. You might be up for a while. Whose phone is ringing on my album? Oh, yours. Yeah, go ahead, take the call. Oh. I was confused by that. Am I just hearing things? No, okay. What fucking joke was I telling? No, I know it wasn't you. You get the shit kicked out of you by your brothers. You would never have the courage to leave your phone on. He's turning his phone on. Look at him. Guy's fucking standing up for himself for once in his life. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. Look, he put his foot on the stage. Okay, you've gone too far now. No, you're all right. You're all right. What's that? You're getting fucking carried away here now, man. My grandfather lived with us growing up. Something was wrong with him. He would salute. He would do a full military salute whenever he saw a cat. Anytime a cat entered the room, he would stand up and salute the cat, and then he would look around angrily at everyone else who wasn't saluting the cat. And I asked my mom, I go, hey, how come Grandpa Gordon salutes cats? And she looked at me like that was a crazy question and goes, because he was in the Navy. I feel like you answered the wrong half of that question. It wasn't the salute portion that I was concerned about. And he was saluting them. So not only did he think he was in the Navy with cats, he thought they outranked him. Just like, look, Grandpa, I know that he's an admiral, but if he doesn't stop scratching the couch, I'm gonna have to squirt him with water. I don't care how long he served. I was a kid in school whose mom packed the healthy lunch. You knew that kid? My mom would give me like a little baggie with 7 almonds in it. It's like, Carol, what is this? I'm getting ready for recess, not swimsuit season. You couldn't trade for anything when you were a kid with a healthy lunch. Right? You know what the exchange rate is for a bag of baby carrots? It's 1 Pringle. It's 1 Pringle. That's not even enough Pringles to make my mouth look like a duck. The best lunch, right? The best lunch was a kid whose parents were divorced. Well, hold on, but he lived with his dad. Right? Remember that guy? Like my friend Matt would show up to school with just a full-size box of Frosted Flakes under his arm. Like it was a briefcase. He's like, I don't know, man. He said it was lunch. See if I can't scare up some milk. We'll get something going. Just instead of a napkin, he had a page torn out of a Penthouse magazine. Coors Light in there by accident. All I ever wanted for lunch was Lunchables. That's all I ever wanted. My mother wouldn't get me Lunchables. In hindsight, Lunchables are the greatest thing that ever happened to packaging, right? And I'll tell you why. Take whatever was inside a Lunchables package out, put it into a brown paper bag, and try and convince someone it's lunch. I dare you to... I got like 3 crackers and some wet meat discs. You know, lunch. Dude, why are you eating a communion wafer with ketchup on it? Oh, you mean why am I eating this delicious pizza? Don't be jealous, man. I got like 1/30th of a Butterfinger for dessert. I'm gonna wash it down with 2.5 ounces of Capri Sun. If I could get the straw in. Even the company knows it's ridiculous, right? Hey, is that lunch? It's Lunchable. It'll do if you're in a jam. Didn't teach me healthy eating habits. I don't eat right. I ate $26 worth of Taco Bell last week. No, who said, don't clap for that. I'm gonna die, man. I'm gonna die. My friend was like, how do you eat $26 worth of Taco Bell? I was like, alone in the parking lot? Like an American? I'm not gonna let someone see me do that. I found this out. This is depressing. The McDonald's in my neighborhood has 619 reviews on Yelp. It's true. 619 people went to McDonald's and thought to themselves, I have got to get the word out about this joint. That was delicious and affordable. How has this place been flying under the radar? It's crazy, right? With this, if you review McDonald's online, you think there's other people out there in the world who are like, hey man, you want to go to McDonald's for lunch? Maybe. Let me check the reviews on the internet. I'm not going to walk in there blind. What's the star situation look like? The best review on there, word for word, was, this place is great, but don't kid yourself, it's no Subway. Thanks, Yelp. I ordered a pizza from Domino's the other day. I immediately got a text message from Domino's that said, would you like to track your pizza? Was a North Korean missile? No, I don't want to track. I've been eating untracked pizzas for 30 years. Off-the-grid pizzas. My entire life without a single incident. But I click yes out of curiosity. I don't know how many of you have used the Domino's Pizza Tracker app, but it gives you a little too much information. You immediately start getting text messages from Domino's. 6:42, James, put the pepperoni on your pizza. 6:47, Kevin, put your pizza in the oven. 6:58, Frank took your pizza out of the oven. First of all, Domino's, there's too many people involved. Second of all, tell me what they're really up to. That's way more fun, right? 6:42, James, put the pepperoni on your pizza. Kevin was air humping behind him. And we're not saying Frank is definitely high, but he keeps on talking about how good the dough feels. $7:02, Frank is definitely high. He ate your pizza. He ate your pizza. I used to be in better shape. I ran a marathon one time, 26.2 miles. That's too far. Yeah, it's too far. As a man, when you run a marathon, you have to put Band-Aids or Vaseline on your nipples because your shirt will chafe you so badly at that distance. That's true. That's just absolutely true. And that should be one of life's easiest decision-making tools. Just like, hey, man, this thing I'm about to do, is there any chance that it might make blood spurt out of my nipples? Oh, there is. Okay, well, then I'm not going to do it. That was... Wait, what'd you say? Also, I might crap my pants? Oh, it costs $70. Oh, that's too good to pass up. I'm going to go ahead and do it. The marathon got its name because a man in ancient Greece ran 26.2 miles from the Battle of Marathon to Athens to deliver the news of the battle to the king. And he delivered the news of the battle to the king, and then he immediately dropped dead. That's a true story. And we honor this man by continuing to run the exact distance which killed him. Down to the .2. Like, that's rude. The king should have been like, this guy is a hero. It's illegal to run that far ever again. We're going to have a memorial 5K fun run. There's going to be plenty of water stops. Nobody's going to have to put anything on their nipples. You get to about the 19-mile mark of the marathon, and the people lined up on the side, they all start yelling the same thing. You're 19 miles in, they start going, "You're almost there! Good job, you're almost there!" 7 miles. I'm 7 miles away. Yeah, that's almost there. If you're driving. I'm running. One of my toes just died, I think. My left nipple Band-Aid fell off. Took a piece of my left nipple with it. I'm not almost there. One guy yelled, "You're almost there!" I looked over, he had a bite of chocolate croissant in his mouth. I don't have good grammar. I have people in my life. I have a close friend in my life that'll interrupt me as I'm speaking and correct my grammar. I think we all know people like that. We all have that friend. And the best feeling in the world is when you catch that person making a grammatical error. Doesn't that feel good? When that person is like, "Me and Carl went to the store," and you're like, "Oh." I think what you meant to say, we all know, right, is Carl and a pretentious dick went to the store. And they all say the same thing, right? They're all, my friend always tells me, he's like, "Hey man, I'm just a stickler. I'm a stickler for grammar. If I didn't say something, it would bother me. I'm a stickler." That's not an excuse for being rude, right? Like, I can't see a woman and just be like, "Hey, nice tits." And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "What? I'm a stickler for tits." If I didn't say something, it was gonna bother me. I'm a tit stickler. I've been stickling your tits for like 25 minutes. I said that joke in Columbus, Ohio, one time, and this guy in the front row goes, "I'm gonna use that line." Let me know how that goes for you, man. You're a good laugher. You're right next to the microphone. And you got a very distinct laugh. Yeah, it's gonna be good to be able to show this to your kids someday. You hear this shrieking? That's me. You hear this shrieking banshee on this comedy CD from 10 years ago? That was me. I was drunk on Michelob Ultras. What do you have there? Miller Lite. I'm sorry, I fucked up. How dare I? What's your name?
Annie.
Annie? Are you okay? You get it? That was good, right? Only he got it. You get the fucking Michael Jackson song. Come on. I don't think you're supposed to talk about Michael Jackson anymore. Is that a Michael Jackson song? Annie, are you okay? Yeah. I mean, but are you? I don't know if I'm allowed to do this on a CD either. I think you're supposed to concentrate on your jokes. I don't really care. You seem like a nice person. I wanted to talk. You guys are married?
Yes.
How long you been married?
3 years, May.
You were right on the ball with that. He looked so confused. You knew the exact fucking details, and he was just like, "I don't know, man. She's a nice lady. She's a nice lady."
She's in the ballpark.
What's that? Oh, you're saying she's wrong. You know better than her.
It's about right.
About right. Okay.
She wasn't at the date, but it's fine.
Good. What I like out of a comedy show is to start a fight between a husband and wife.
Easy, it's easy.
That's what I like. Do you guys ever have that kid in elementary school who would put his hands like this, and then you'd have to slide your hands into his hands? You remember that move? You'd have to slide your hands right into the middle of his hands and look down the crack, you know, and he'd go, that's what a lady's vagina looks like. You remember that? And then you grew up and you saw a lady's vagina for the first time, and you're just like, man, that kid. Fucking nailed it. That is a dead ringer. And then some other kid was doing like, this is the church, this is the steeple, open it up, here's all the people. And it's like, dude, James is doing Pussies by the Monkey Bars. You're gonna have to step your game up, man. I got a call from an ex-girlfriend the other day. I hadn't spoken to her in 7 years, literally 7 years. And she said, she called me up and she goes, you were the first man to ever give me an orgasm. And then then she immediately said, but I've had way better orgasms since then. Yeah, I know. And I was like, hey, do you know who invented high-efficiency light bulbs? And she was like, no. And I was like, yeah, me neither, but we all know who Thomas Edison is. Thank you. I'm Thomas Edison. I invented orgasms for her. That joke always gets either like kills or gets a slow, delayed, strange clap. And I'll be honest with you, for the purposes of the album, I was hoping it killed. But instead it got the slow, delayed clap. I knew it was about a 50-50 chance, and I took it. And that's not your fault. That's on me. I travel a lot. I'm a big highway rest stop guy. Not like sexually. I just like them. My favorite part about a truck stop is there's a little silver vending machine on the wall in the men's room, and it sells condoms. But it sells brands of condoms that no one's ever heard of in their entire life. Right? And I just want to meet one dude who uses those condoms. Just one guy who's like, what are you, a Trojan man? I guess that's all right. I prefer Persian Rough Riders. Yeah, you're gonna have to make a trip down to the turnpike to pick them up. It's gonna be worth your time, okay? They're made out of the wrappers of other condoms. Yours feel like there's nothing there? Mine feels like there's a boot there, okay? Very thick. I was in a big chain drugstore with a friend of mine, and she pointed out those little handheld shoulder massagers that they sell, you know, and she goes, those aren't shoulder massagers. She goes, those are vibrators. She said no one uses those as shoulder massagers. They sell them like that maybe for a woman who's embarrassed to go to the sex store or so that the drugstore can get away with selling vibrators, right? And that irritates me because they don't sell any equivalent products for men there. You know what I mean? Like, I can't walk in there and just be like, hey, what's that tube? And the guy's like, oh, this is to put lotion on a baby's arm. The little arms get dry, you just gotta rub it right in there. You can go as fast or slow as you. Usually it's the dads that take care of the baby. Arm skin. Yeah, it is dishwasher safe. I don't know why everyone asks that. I'm in my 30s. I've dated women that are older than me and women that are younger than me, and I find a key difference is in their preference of sex toys. A woman in her 20s will inevitably have a pink or teal vibrator that's about this big, and it's that sort of like hard but soft acrylic rubber with a little curve on the end, and it takes one battery, and it sounds like and it fits nicely in the bedside drawer. And yeah, no, I know how accurate it is. Yeah, I know. And a woman in her 40s has a piece of fucking industrial equipment that fits under the bed, plugs into the wall, and sounds like a ride-on lawnmower. It's like, what is that, what is that, a motorcycle gang upstairs? Now Mom's just stressed again, that's... I'm in my mid-30s. It's a weird age, man. Clap if you're in your mid-30s. It's a strange age, right? Because you're young. An older person looks at you and says, that's a young person. But for the first time in your life, you're starting to feel the very first symptoms of death. Do you know what I mean? They're just starting to slowly creep in. Like I used to put my socks on. Right in a row. Left sock, right sock, out the door. And now it's left sock, stare at the wall. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And I look forward to that time. I go to sleep at night, I can't wait till tomorrow, that time in between socks. Other things change. You're young, how old are you? You're 18. I don't think you're allowed in here, but let's continue. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a personal question? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But does your cum still shoot out? Yeah, it does? Yeah. Do everything you can with it while you can. Live it up, man. Enjoy it while you have. Make art. Do whatever you've always wanted to do. Live your dream. You're his mother? Well, you should be. What? Don't act like you... I mean, you've been washing his socks. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're not learning anything new. Come on. You thought those 700 crumpled Kleenexes under his bed were just a persistent cold? But things change, man. Things change. That's the thing. They change. You get older, they change it. So do it. Enjoy it while you can, because for my cum, it used to shoot out. It used to shoot out like a Roman fountain. It was beautiful. It was shot over my head. That was only twice, but it was the two best days of my life. Two best. And now it doesn't shoot. Now it comes out like workers leaving a factory. Just sadly dribbles out like it's been making iPhones for 14 hours. Can't do anything with it. Like if a girl wants me to come on her tits, I literally have to put my dick on her tits. Like I'm welding. Bad, man. Women fake orgasms sometimes. Don't do that. You don't owe us that. You deserve better than that. You don't owe us that. But here's the thing that I think women don't always know is that men fake stuff too. Okay, and like so, there's this move you all do, and you're down there and you're sucking, you're down in the area, and you're doing your thing, and you make eye contact up at us, right? You make eye contact up at us, and if this, say, the microphone were like a penis, and this is like the bottom part here. So for you guys, this is an audio recording, but I'm holding the microphone to demonstrate the bottom of a penis, and. So you take the tip of your tongue and you lick up the bottom of our penis while you're looking into our eyes, real slowly, like until you get to the top. You don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. And then we, as men, have to be like, oh, that's so good. That's crazy. We can't fucking feel that. Okay? I've been cranking this thing like a parking brake for 35 years. It's like you're licking a rhinoceros's back. It's not a cup of pralines and cream. Rough it up a little bit. That joke was brave the first time I told it, because I didn't know if it was true or if something was wrong with my dick. Fuck, man, I gotta hurry up. This is not good. Time is of the essence, and you guys don't need to know the details, but I'm not nearly as far along as I should be. And I'll be honest, mostly Annie's fault. I'm going to skip a joke you don't need to hear. We'll get that one on the Late Show. How old do you think the oldest cat there ever was? I'll tell you, the oldest cat there ever was, her name was Cream Puff. She lived in Texas. She was 38 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's too old. If you got a 38-year-old cat, you might not have a cat, you might have a man who wronged a gypsy. You gotta get the curse lifted off that guy. And the man who owned Cream Puff, this is 100% true. The man who owned Cream Puff in Texas also owned the world's second oldest cat. And they weren't related. One guy owns the two oldest cats there's ever been in the history of the world. And all the comments on the article I was reading were just like, damn, this guy really knows how to take care of cats. And none of the comments were, damn, this guy really lies about the age of cats. A friend of mine called me and he was like, he told me, he goes, oh man, I got hit hard. I lost 50% of my net worth in the market in the last year. And I was like, so? I lost 85% of my net worth in the market in one day. And he was like, what? Was it in a mutual fund? And I was like, no, my iPhone was stolen at the grocery store. He was like, don't you have any other assets? I was like, I feel like I'm nice. I played board games growing up. I like board games. I learned a lot from board games. Like, Clue taught me that if you kill someone at a house party, just leave. Don't stick around and take part in the investigation. Just get out of there. Guess who taught me that if you do commit a crime, as long as you don't have red hair or wear accessories, you are uncatchable. Like, oh, did the culprit have rosy cheeks? No? Well, then it's a cold case. Wait, it was Gilbert? Oh, I fucked that up. All right, I got to do that again for the recording. And you guys got to pretend you didn't hear the fucked up part. So this is going to require some acting on your part. But here's the thing, don't laugh too hard, because then they'll know something fishy is going on. But just laugh just enough. Okay, so I'll start from the part before we need to re-record, which was, did he have rosy cheeks? No? Well, then it's a cold case. Wait, he was black? Oh, it's Gilbert. Great job, everyone. You guys ever wonder if Paul Newman's plan the whole time was salad dressing? You know what I mean? If Paul Newman, as a young man, was just like, well, there's only one way to make it to the top of this salad dressing game, and that's to use the finest quality olive oils and star in 67 feature films. Cool Hand Luke? Yeah, I'll do it. But I'll tell you what's really cool. Making a Caesar pop. Like, what about salsa, Paul Newman? Maybe, if they let me wear a sombrero on the label. Do you guys know that an infant, a little newborn, brand new baby, a little infant baby, can swim if you throw it into a pool? Instinctually, they can swim. Did you guys know that? No. Yeah, it's true. You knew that? Yeah. It must have been a hell of a surprise to the guy that discovered that. In high school, when I was in high school, this little Russian kid, he picked a fight with this big guy on the football team. And the Russian kid started the fight. And the big guy on the football team punched him in the face. And the Russian kid's glass eye fell out of his face and broke on the floor of our high school. And he just didn't have an eye for the rest of high school. Yeah. And that's like you know, like people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Like people with a limited supply of glass eyes probably shouldn't call Terry the N-word. I got a lot of free time as a comic. I like to watch fail compilation videos on YouTube. Clap if you like fail compilation videos. My favorite part about them is that the people who put them together, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, they have a very broad definition of fail. Have you ever noticed? It's just like, hey, check out this dog with a can stuck on his head. Now watch this guy dying in a boat crash. Just say, hey, did you like that baby sneezing? Well, then you're gonna love this Russian dash cam footage of an axe fight. Just two fails. That's one that's probably going to work better on the Late Show, I'll be honest with you. I think we're okay time-wise. I'm going to do that joke I skipped before and then close out. And I just want to thank you guys so much for coming out. I really appreciate you. This is my first album. I really appreciate you being a good crowd and you be good. And the servers here work really hard. So you're going to get your checks once I'm done, but the servers here work really hard. And I don't know if any of you have worked in the service industry. I have. It's rough. It's even rougher in the comedy club because it's dark and you got to sneak around and crawl and be quiet. So if you have a little something extra to give them, tip them a little something extra. I know I would really appreciate it and they'd appreciate it. So one more time for your servers, guys. Do just a couple more things here. I like Disney movies, but yeah, they're good. But here's the thing: almost every Disney movie has subliminal sex stuff snuck into it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. Like it spells sex in the flower in the stars, and it spells sex in the stars in The Lion King. The priest gets a boner in The Little Mermaid. Like, clap if you know about this. Yeah. Every movie has it, and no one's ever gotten trouble. Google it when you go home if you don't know about it. No one's ever gotten in trouble. These are children's movies. That bothers me. And I think the only possible explanation is just one perverted animator at Disney who's too good to fire. Do you know what I mean? Where they're just like, who, Gary? Oh yeah, man, that guy's the best we got. He's gonna throw some sex stuff in there. Look, the guy can draw. You're going to get a Pocahontas upskirt every now and again. That's just Gary being Gary. Okay, yes, he did. He drew a dick on the cover of The Little Mermaid. The movie grossed $590 million. You fire him. You let a guy like that go, he'll be at Pixar in a month, 3D animating the hardest goddamn nips you've ever seen. You think anyone's ever done the opposite of that? Just a bored porn editor sneaking nice stuff into the movie? Where you're just like, wait a second, freeze it, right there. Look, under the guy's balls, out the window, there's someone donating to the ASPCA. Pause it right there. Look at the cum on her face. It spells be kind to the elderly. I just moved to a new apartment. I got a framed railroad map from the 1800s, and I put it up. And my buddy came over, and he took one look at it, and he goes, "You just got that to impress girls." Yeah, that's what girls like, old-timey maps. Like, what girl has ever been like, no, I'm not going to have sex with you? Wait a second. Is that the original route of the Union Pacific? Get a condom. Get a condom. Oh, hold on. What's that on that wall? 13th century Europe? Make it a Persian Rough Rider. Now listen, we got to do something weird again because of the nature of an album. They cut up tracks, you know, and they get played on the radio, and so that might get played, and they might not know what a Persian Rough Rider is because it's from a different joke. So I got to do it a different way. So again, I'm gonna ask you to fucking fake it. And we're gonna do this together, but again, don't laugh suspiciously. Laugh just the right amount, okay? Everyone laugh, no fucking fake laughs, because I'll know it, just a good, yeah, great, okay. So take it again. No girl has ever been like, no, I'm not gonna have sex with you. Wait a second. Is that the original route of the Union Pacific? Get a condom. Wait, hold on. What's that on that wall? 13th century Europe? Never mind the condom. There's no time. I think you laughed too hard. I think you did it too hard. You fucked it up. I don't sleep well when it's quiet. I need white noise. I'm one of these guys that needs white noise. I'm in hotels all the time. I got a white noise app on my phone. It's got 50 different options of white noise. 50 options, right? The first option is a fan. The second option is a thunderstorm. The third option out of 50 is idling pickup truck. I feel like if you require the noise of an idling pickup truck to fall asleep, maybe just stay awake and think about where your life went wrong. Was bubbling meth lab not available? Yeah. You guys know those tiny little Ziploc plastic bags? The little one, they're like about 1 inch by 2 inches. You know what I'm talking? No. Smaller than snack size. The ones that the only thing that ever comes inside of them are buttons and drugs. You know what I'm talking about? You think at the company where they make those, they have to ignore the drug portion of their sales? They must, right? They can't talk about it, so they're just in the boardroom like, holy, button sales in Detroit are off the charts this quarter. There is a button epidemic in Baltimore. These buttons are selling like heroin. I used to work in a factory, and I worked with an old man, and he was my favorite kind of old man. He just had a million memorized sayings. He had a memorized saying for any possible scenario, and he was dirty. Like he was like a woman would walk by, and he'd be like, "Woo! I'd fuck her shadow on a gravel driveway." Which is like, you're still gonna be fucking rocks, man. I don't know what. One time, this is true, one time he farted and he goes, uh-oh, that one is gonna itch when it dries. That's not even a saying, man. Nobody's ever said that before. You shit your pants. That's what you did. You shit your pants. We worked on a hydraulic press. That was our job. We worked a hydraulic press, and he cut his finger off on the press. This is true. He cut his whole finger off on the press one day, and he didn't have a saying about that. But that would be the best if he had a saying about that, right? If his finger just hit the floor and he just goes, I'll tell you what, boy. I only like counting up to 9 anyways. Okay, guys, my name's Brendan Eyre. Thank you very much.